What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. Happy Thursday, happy game day, happy Mike White day. I am fired up for this one tonight. Not that I'm expecting him to, replicate what he did on Sunday last week, but I'd like to see what he could do. I know it's a short week, not really a whole lot that you can game plan for, but I'm excited to watch him. If you guys were watching Peter Schrager the other day on Good Morning Football, he made the comparison with, Mike White and just the typical Jet fan who's been counted out, who's been knocked down, beaten up. Mike White, he had to transfer colleges in order to get playing time. Eventually, he's a fifth-round pick. He gets cut. Jets claim him, and he's bouncing around practice squad, waived, and I don't know how many times he got cut last year. It was a bunch of times. And eventually he gets his shot, and not only does he play well, he throws for 405 fucking yards. And I think that's what makes this story just so incredible. It's not like he went out there, threw for like 250 and, pulled off a win. No, he came from behind, double digits, down 11 points with 5 minutes, throwing for 500 yards, completion percentage through the fucking roof. So I'm excited for the kid. He's a good kid with a great story. And ultimately, I think this is something that can benefit Zach Wilson a lot. I know some of you think I'm just rooting for Mike White to, take over the job so that I don't have to see Zach Wilson again. That has nothing to do with it. I am looking out for Zach Wilson because it would be a disservice to try to plug him in right now or even, next week while the offense is playing well. It'd be one thing if, the offense just looks terrible tonight and Mike White throws 3 interceptions. Even then, I still would like to give him another game with, a full week to prepare and not bring Zach Wilson back against the Buffalo Bills, which I think would be a disaster. But, I just think it makes sense, considering where Zach Wilson was prior to the injury, to let him watch, let him learn the offense, let him fix up some things mechanically. There's just no reason to bring him back in a spot where I think there would be a lot of pressure. Right now, the aura is still kind of there on Mike White, where, the fans were chanting his name and, he's got his jersey in the Hall of Fame already from that game. It's crazy. And if you try to bring Zach Wilson back against the Bills, which is probably going to be a bad matchup anyway, you try to bring him back at home against the Bills and the offense struggles, especially if they do end up playing well tonight, that's going to be a problem. So I just feel like, he did enough, more than enough, 500 or 405 yards, more than enough to warrant at least another game, probably 2 games. And if the offense struggles, that's a perfect opportunity to bring Zach Wilson back with zero pressure at all. Right now, I think there would be a lot of pressure. So I don't want to do that to the kid. I don't want to ruin the kid. It's nothing to do at all with, saying he's a bust or anything like that. It's to do the opposite and ease him back into this thing the right way. The Dolphins, they sat Tua a bunch last year. We were talking on Monday night, or Tuesday, I forget, about all the other quarterbacks who actually had a legitimate chance to sit and watch. Pennington sat for over 2 years. Aaron Rodgers was at least 2 years, might have been more than that, I forget. Mahomes sat for 14 or 15 games, I forget exactly. So it definitely can help a young quarterback to take a step back and just watch. And it's not like Zach Wilson was lighting it up. He had the Titan game where we thought, all right, maybe we're turning the corner here. And then back-to-back games after that, didn't really see a whole lot. So I think this could really do Zach Wilson a service going forward. It could really benefit him to just watch and make sure he's 100% healthy too. PCL is nothing to play around with. No reason to rush him back too soon. So we'll see what happens with Mike White tonight. As far as the actual game goes, Colts defense is good. They play fast, they're physical, but they're also 27th against the pass. So I think there are some opportunities for the Jets to make some plays and move the football a little bit. Their corners, it seems like the fans are a little bit down. Colt fans are a little bit down on their corners. Rocky Sin, he's blown some assignments this year. Xavier Rhodes, he's got some questionable effort on some tackles and some other plays. Their nickel corner, he's a beast. We know DeForest Buckner, he's a beast. Darius Leonard, he's a crazy linebacker. So they got some pieces to work with, obviously, there. But I do think the Jets, even without Corey Davis and even George Fant, he's questionable. I think the Jets are facing a defense that is kind of similar in a way to Cincinnati, where the Colts don't give up a lot of big plays, but they are 27th, like I said, against the pass. And, I think they give up like 7.6 yards a catch. They give up like a lot of the stuff underneath. So I think the game plan could actually be kind of similar. Now, I think the Colts are going to look to take away what the Jets did. So I think they're going to try to take away a lot of the short passing game, force Mike White to throw the ball deep. throw in some, exotic blitzes and stunts and things like that, especially if Fant's out. They're going to try to confuse the kid a little bit, but I think LaFleur's going to be ready. I think he had a solid game plan, for last Sunday. Clearly the best game that he's called, and I do think a part of that, and I wasn't trying to take away credit on Tuesday's show from LaFleur by any means. I just think part of why he was able to call that game plan was because his quarterback was executing. His quarterback had the team in second and third and short pretty much the entire game. He was executing on the checkdowns. He was, going through his progressions and just taking the smart plays. And I think that ultimately set the Jets up for a lot of success, where they were on the field for a while and LaFleur just felt comfortable opening up his playbook. He felt comfortable throwing the ball early on downs. So, hopefully we see a lot more of that again tonight. I even like the trickery that they were doing. The Philly special, and they even had the other play where they did the toss to the halfback. He threw it back to Mike White, got a 15-yard catch out of it. Keep Elijah Moore involved, get Denzel Mims a little bit more involved. Let's see what all these guys can do. And as far as the defense goes, the corners, they've been competing every week. I've been somewhat down on them, but I got to give them a lot more credit, I think. They are competitive as hell, no matter who's going up against them. I know they've lucked out as far as some matchups go, and that's part of why I haven't wanted to anoint anybody there yet. But Bryce Hall especially, he's been elevating his game, it seems like, week after week, and you can't take away what he did against Jamar Chase last week. Some of the other guys, Brandon Echols, he's starting to look good again. He was my favorite corner in training camp. Plenty of athleticism, good ball skills. I really like what he could do. And even Michael Carter in the slot, he's a competitive player. All these guys compete, and they're not the most talented group in the world by any means, but they compete, and you can win like that. So I think they could use some more support at safety. Marcus May didn't look good last week. Ashton Davis, he struggled, so I think those guys got to pick it up. It definitely helped having C.J. Mosley back. Gerard Davis now, he's got a game under his belt. Hopefully he can, pick it up a little bit. You're also getting Nasir Dean back, possibly. He practiced this week, so he could be playing. And then, you look at the Colts offense with T.Y. Hilton out, Quentin Nelson, he's questionable. This is a game where, Quinnen Williams, Sheldon Rankins, who's been playing well, those guys should be all over Carson Wentz, who he could throw you some interceptions, he could put some balls on the ground, you can force him into some mistakes. So I think the Jets should be able to get some pressure tonight without having to send, 6 or 7 guys to do it. So I'm going to go New York Jets 31, Colts 23. Jets pull off the upset on Thursday Night Football. Can't believe I'm saying it, but back-to-back wins. There's going to be good vibes for 10 days around here, including more quarterback controversy talk. I'm here for it. So talk to you guys later. Talk to you tonight, actually. We'll be live streaming, probably starting at 8 o'clock. Can't wait. Talk to you guys then.